skilling accounts are a fun and unique way to play RuneScape. While those that play skilling accounts find the challenge to be fun and rewarding overall, others, well, they find it incredibly boring. But regardless with how we feel, at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun and we're all here to enjoy a game that we all love. Through the hundreds of hours to achieve a 99. Oh my god, there it is. The 99. Oh my god, it is done. To, well, trying to get that one unique drop. No way! Oh my god, we got the pet. No way, dude. This is what we're here for, and this is what we enjoy the most. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing my 10 tips I would give to a new skiller, or just skilling in general. This will go over general gameplay ideas, and also on top of that, even the small little tips and tricks that can make your life a lot easier. So without further ado, it's me, your favorite wolf, and let's hop into number 1 on the list. Alright, so my number 1 tip that I could give to any skill pure out there. I know it's going to sound really basic, and I do apologize for that, but use the wiki. The wiki is my best friend. I use it for literally everything. If I have a question for anything, I have it ready to go, and I will figure it out as I go. Now, the Skill Pure page does a really good job with the resources that you need. It shows everything such as, what total level you can get to, what quests you can do, what mini games you can do, etc. But literally, like, if you have a question about anything, that wiki is there for you 100% of the way. When I first made this account, I didn't really use it a whole lot. Like, I used it from once in a while or whatever, but it wasn't something that I was fully focused on. And like I said, it is a godsend. It is so wonderful to use, because that way, if you think, hey, can I do this quest? Hey, can I do this activity? Will it give me combat XP? Hey, can I do XYZ? Everything is there for you, and you can just look it up, and this way you will be safe. And you don't have to worry about, losing your status as a skiller because of a mistake, like you accidentally do imp catcher thinking you're going to be fine. Well, you just got magic XP and your account's ruined. So it's little things like that that really do make a difference overall. And like I said, I know it sounds really lame, and I know it sounds really basic, but like I said, like, that wiki is literally the best tool that any skiller, or pretty much anyone, can have when it comes to learning and understanding anything in the game. Alright, my second tip I would give: join a skiller clan. Now, skilling clans are a fantastic way to do things, or basically get XP and things that you normally wouldn't do by yourself. It's a great motivator to get things done when there's contests happening, there are competitions, etc. These are things that can just help overall. Now, keep in mind, there are some skiller clans out there that you do need to meet a requirement for. So for instance, Sanctuary 3, we have a 200 total level or a 10 efficient hours played in order to be able to join the clan. Now, you can always guess the clan and hang out and chat with us until you get to that point. And mind you, it doesn't take that long to get to 200. It really doesn't. Once you do, feel free to join, and you are able to participate in all of the clan events that we have going on. And it gets you that easy GP that you can use for future skills that you want to upgrade, basically like construction or herb lore, etc. It makes it so much nicer overall. And on top of that too, the community itself is just a fantastic group of people, always thriving, always talking. It's just a fun time, and it makes the experience that much better. So that's what I would say, is just join a skiller clan. It'll make things so much better. It's so fun. And on top of that too, it'll make your account that much better, because there's always something going on, and there's always an event happening to where, well, you can level up a skill and try to win GP from it, and it's awesome. Alright, my number 3 tip that I would give: figure out your moneymaker. Now, this is mostly for those that are, regular accounts and not any of the Iron Man accounts. Figuring out what your moneymaker is going to make a huge difference in the long run. So for instance, let's say you are bored with a skill that you've been training for about a week, and you're like, well, I don't really, you're just feeling that burnout, or you just want something different. Well, going back to your bread and butter of basically what makes you that money in order to, progress the account even further is a great resource to have. Now, for me personally, I like mining. Mining is my number 1 favorite skill in the game. I know a lot of people give me crap for it, but it's the facts of the matter is it's my favorite because it's AFK, it's an easy moneymaker overall, and on top of that too, I don't know, I just find it really fun. I find Motherlode Mine to be very fun, and it's something that I enjoy to the point where I put 99 on 2 accounts. So let's just be real and just say, like, that is my favorite. But that is what I do. Like, if I want to get some extra GP, I just go AFK Amethyst mining, which is 92 mining, of course. That's a much further on goal, but it's something that I have in my back pocket in case if I need more GP. Well, I could just go do that. And so I think this is a good general tip for those that are like in the mid game era of their account, like mid to late game, is just having that money maker is just going to be huge. Now, early on, making GP is very difficult. You're not going to make much from, the basic logs, the basic ores, basic fish. You're not going to make a whole lot. So just, have fun with it all the way up to the point where you do need to start focusing on making GP for your account, and then just go from there. Like, once you have that in the background, like ready to go, then, your account's going to get that much better in the long run. So have an AFK moneymaker, or just something that you enjoy making money from, and have that be there for you when you are ready to basically progress the account in a buyable skill. All right, so this one here is going to be basically tips number 4 and 5. I think it's just a good combination because they both work off each other in a way. So tip number 4 I can give you is it's so obvious that you should do it, but it makes the total amount of sense. Like, you just got to do it. And that is to turn off the attack options for both NPCs and players. Now, doing so, obviously, you're not going to attack them. So you're perfectly fine. You're not going to do it. So whenever you hover over something, such as a guard here, there's no option to attack it or anything like that. You can just pickpocket it, which also, it does help with thieving overall. It's just a good tool to have. I mean, like I said, it's very straightforward, but it is something that is essential if you're just a new skiller account that's watching this. Like, you got to do it because, like, you don't want to be walking around, like, you can click around somewhere. Like, let's say you want to click this tree, but you accidentally click the guard to attack it. Well, you might get combat XP, but if you're also a hardcore Iron Man like myself, well, you might lose your status. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're like AFK, you can like look away and then you get attacked. So just, it's just a simple thing that could happen. And that way, it's straightforward. Like I said, just, you got to do it. And then for tip number 5 is, this is more specific to those that are using RuneLite, which, by the way, fantastic. And that is the amount of plugins that you need to make your account so much better. Like, a prime example is Menu Entry Swapper, which I will have a little panel here. What that does is there are items in your inventory that, such as bones. As you can see, I'm hovering over it and it says drop. Now, what you can do is you shift, right click, and then you can change the tag as to what it does. So a lot of the times, if you use your left click, it would bury it instead. But what I did was swap left click to drop, which you can just do it like that. And now anytime I have bones or big bones or anything that can give prayer XP, I can drop it instead. And you can do that in general for a lot of other things as well. But those are like the main ones. If you don't want to get prayer XP, then that is the way to do it. And you can do it with multiple items as well. Now, the other cool thing too is that you can do that as well on other things. So like I said here, even with inventory items, you can also do it on the guard. So like it says here, you can either walk here or pickpocket. So you can do that on other NPCs. Now, what I do it for is I also do it for stalls. So when I was in Relica doing the agility grind, you can do it on the stalls, and that way you are walking through and you don't accidentally click one of the stalls to get attacked by a guard. It's these small little details that you can do that can help make it so much easier for you. So that way, if you go AFK for some reason, well, you're not gonna, have a fun trip to Lumbridge. So there's that. But the other key component that I would say, like another key plugin that I would highly recommend, is AFK timer. Now, as a skiller, AFK timer is a very important plugin. Basically what it does is you can make it so that it flashes on your screen, and when it flashes on your screen, that means, oh, I'm AFK, I can get this going, and I will do that. So it works out. It's a good way to have, like, if you're not paying attention, or if you're doing something on the side, which, as a skiller, that's going to happen quite a bit. Well, you can get a little, little flash on your screen, and bam, you got that taken care of. And lastly, here is my personal favorite plugin that I highly recommend. Like, it is the best, without a doubt, one of the best ones to have. And that one is Pickpocket Guardian. What Pickpocket Guardian does is that you can pickpocket endlessly without having the fear of losing your status or, like, basically having to trip to Lumbridge. You can just endlessly click on something like, what you're pickpocketing. So for instance, this guard, if I have my health set to, what I do is I set it to 4 just in case, but you can have it set to 3 and it won't allow you to pickpocket anymore. Now, unfortunately for me, I have 99 thieving, so I can't exactly do it, like show an example of it. But like I said, you can set it up in a way that it shows that you can take the damage all the way to a certain point, and it will refuse to let you continue pickpocketing until you gain your health back. So It's a really nice tool. It's like, it does save, it does save that anxiety of losing your account by doing so. Like, it is a very, very fun way to just save your account. And then that way you can keep going. And so, like I said, that is probably the most important one for me, is just that plugin will save you, just save you a lot of anxiety overall. And so, I mean, your hand's still going to hurt, but it's still overall highly recommend it. And that is the end of tip number 5. Like I said, like, there are so many other plugins out there that you can do and you can just test and check out. But those are like the 3 that I find to be the most important. Also, I totally forgot to mention the most important plugin, of course. Obviously those 3 are pretty important, but the door kicker, you have to have it. I mean, come on now. Like, it is the most important plugin by far. Like, come on. It's just, that is what's needed more. So download that first. If you don't have it, that's the one. You need it. Like, come on, look at this. All right, tip number 6. And this one is pretty straightforward, I'd say, as well, but it makes a lot of sense. Do your random events. Shockingly, I've seen a lot of skillers throw away random events because they don't see the use of it. They just think it's just random collection log slots and that's about it. Well, once those are filled, you get XP lamps for it, and then you can just throw them into Slayer, which is really important. Now, these random events that give you the rewards after you complete the log slots are Beekeeper, Drill Demon, Freaky Forester, which, by the way, you don't have to worry about combat XP. I know it's kind of scary, you do have to attack something, but you won't get any combat XP. Gravedigger, Kiss the Frog, and Mime. And Mime comes from the mysterious old man. So keep that in mind. These are the things that you need to do after a while, and once you see them, you get free XP. But that's it. That's all I gotta say for that. That is tip number 6, is do your random events and then turn in your lamps into Slayer XP. Do it. It's crucial. Tip number 7, and I feel like this should be a goal for all skiller accounts when they get started in the game. This is what they should work for at the very beginning once you get membership and all that. And that is unlocking skill outfits. Each skill outfit has a unique trait to them that can make your life a lot easier in the long run. But on top of that too, well, there's some fashionscape to it. But at the same time, it's just, they are very, very important to have. So to start, there are some that give you a 2.5% experience boost. So that means, well, it saves you some time when you're going for the higher levels, or if you want to even go for the 99. And these outfits include the Carpenter's outfit, the Farmer's outfit, the Pyromancer outfit, the Angler's outfit, the Prospector kit, and lastly, the Lumberjack outfit. And like I said, once you have the full kit, it gives you that XP boost, and most of them are pretty easy to get. Now, I will say the Lumberjack outfit, it's kind of rough if you're an Iron Man skiller because you have to get to 90 woodcutting in order to get the final piece. But overall, though, pretty straightforward. And another really important one, well, it's the Graceful outfit, which you get from Agility. It takes 260 marks of grace to get, and I understand that Agility isn't the most fun thing to do, but overall, it is very important. Not only does it increase your run energy regeneration rate by 30%, but it reduces your weight by 25 kilograms. So it makes it so that you can run further and basically you'll be okay in the long run. And the other outfit that I highly recommend getting is the Rogue Equipment, or the Rogue outfit. It doubles your loot when you're pickpocketing. So when you're getting keys in Varlamore, or if you're, just pickpocketing Ardoi Knights, you get double the profit from that, which is huge in the long run. And I highly, highly recommend getting that. I understand the Rogue's Den minigame isn't that great either. It's kind of rough, but it is a lot faster than a lot of other minigames that unlocks the equipment. So now let's talk about the other 3 outfits that you can get that I think are pretty great as well. And they do take a while to get, but overall, I think they're a fantastic thing to have. So let's start with the Hunter outfit, the Guild Hunter outfit. You get these from completing rumors in the Hunter Guild, and then you get 2.5% bonus to catch rate. And on top of that too, a 5% increased chance to obtain a rare creature part when you're getting rumors. So it unlocks those rumors a lot faster. Now, one that I think takes a really long time, but if you are a regular account, the money you make from this is huge. And that is the Remnants of the Eye. You get this from doing Guardians of the Rift, and it takes 1,350 Abyssal Pearls total to do so. And when you do, well, it gets you 60% more runes when rune crafting. So later on, when you're doing Zaya rune crafting for blood runes, you get 60% more, which is a lot. That is a lot of GP you can generate just from that, from doing an AFK skilling method. So highly recommend getting that one. Once you get to that mid-late game era, like, it's not that important early on. That's why it's near the end here. But, it's still pretty nice to have. And the last outfit I want to talk about is the Smith's uniform that you get from Giant's Foundry. It takes 15,000 Foundry reputation points, which does take a bit of time. But once you have the full outfit, it speeds up the process of smithing by 1 tick. Well, it's 5 ticks to smith something, so it goes down to 4. That's a 20% decrease in the time it takes. So, I think that's pretty important as well. And I think it's a good thing to have once you hit that late game portion when you're trying to smith rune 2-handers or just whatever you're smithing at the time. It speeds up the process quite a bit and gives you faster XP rates. But overall, like I said, unlocking the outfits is a fun thing to do while you are obtaining your goals. And like I said, it makes things a lot easier for you overall. And if you're already doing the minigame or doing the activity to do so, might as well just unlock it and just go for it. It makes your life a lot easier if you're going to continue playing your skiller account. All right, so for tip number 8, this one is more so for the Iron Man accounts out there. I think this is a very important one, so that way your game experience is going to be a lot easier overall, and that is knowing your teleportation methods. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there are certain items in the game that you can unlock that helps make your life a lot easier when teleporting to other places, but also learning what's already in game is going to be a lot easier as well. One of them being the mini game teleport, which there are some that you can unlock, such as the Tithe Farm, once you get there and unlock it yourself. So you have to go there first manually, but after that, you can teleport there whenever you want. But then the other ones include charter ships, which I use literally all the time. They are fantastic for farm runs if you're an Iron Man account, but also there is the minecart network on Zaya, which you can pretty much use to go anywhere on Zaya, which is fantastic. Now that the updates have occurred, well, anyone can use them. Other forms of transportation include jewelry, such as the Ring of Elements, which, by the way, is huge on my account because it also gets you closer to Falador. Love it. It is absolutely amazing. Highly recommend unlocking that first if you're an Iron Man. Just unlock it. It's going to make your life a lot easier. But then there's also skill capes as well. There are 5 skill capes in the game that you can use to unlock and basically teleport to the designated spot that they provide. And those capes are the crafting cape, construction cape, fishing cape, farming cape, and the hunter cape. But those are just like the general idea. I will be linking down below the transportation methods that could be used as a skiller. It's just a long list of them, but you can go through and get a general idea of what you can do. But like I said, it is very important to make your life a lot easier. And on top of that too, just make your skilling methods that much faster as well if you know what you can do to teleport to places that you need to go. So for the next 2 tips, these are more of like general life tips in a sense. It'll make sense once I give clarity on it. But these are more so going to help you overall enjoy the account a bit more in the long run. So for tip number 9, my tip is set yourself some goals that you want to obtain and try to obtain them. Now, when I first made this account, you can see in episode 1 of my Hardcore Iron Man Skiller account, my list of goals were really easy, other than maxing the account, of course. But those first few steps were, they were just basic goals that I was easily able to obtain. Now, right now, my current goal is to get to 99 agility. It's going to take a while, but hey, I'm in the mindset to do so, and that's just the goal I have to achieve. But also, I have an overall goal of maxing the account. So if I do small goals to reach the larger goal, then it'll make the progress a lot easier overall. So it's always fun to see people, or just, skillers, or just pretty much anyone in RuneScape try to obtain the goal that they have been achieving for a while. So that's what I like. I think it's a good, solid plan to obtain goals that you want to get, and that way, you're focused and you want to keep playing. So that is my tip number 9. Just go for your goals. You got this. You got this. Just take the time, enjoy yourself, and get that 99 or get the item that you want. And here we are, tip number 10. And well, like I said, it's going to be very straightforward. It's going to be very basic, but it needs to be said. Number 10, have fun. There are so many times I see people that are just so bored, they need to take a break, they just don't enjoy what they are doing. Well, do something else in game. Like, I understand that there are goals that you can obtain, of course, but it's okay to take a break from it, to do something that you enjoy, to come back to it later on and work on it. For me, it's Guardians of the Rift. I find it incredibly boring. I don't like it. But once I get in the mood, I'll do it. I will start playing Guardians of the Rift to make myself, try to get the higher levels in rune crafting. But overall, I don't like it. I find it very boring. I don't want to keep playing it for a long period of time. But once I do, I'll play it. And then when I'm done, well, there's so many other things I can do. So, like I said, have fun with the game. Like, it's there. It's a video game. At the end of the day, it's a game, and that is something that you should enjoy. You should have fun while you are playing something. So why not have fun with it? Enjoy yourself. If there's something that you don't want to do, well, like I said, just go back to it, and later on, get your level and just have fun with it. It's very straightforward. I think it's very important to just sit there and have fun while you're playing. So that is my tip number 10. Like I said, very straightforward, very basic, but it's very important. Just have fun. And there we have it. That is my 10 tips that I would give to any skiller out there, either new or those that have been around for a while that, maybe have a question or two. It's okay to ask questions, but there it is. Those are my 10 tips that I would give. If there's any questions you have, or maybe you even have a tip that you can give to others as well, leave it in the comment down below. I really do hope that this was helpful, and I really do hope that, you enjoyed the video. If so, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are getting that much closer to 600 subscribers, and I am so beyond thrilled. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week when I have a new Hardcore Iron Man Skiller account video coming out. And, as always, I love you. Have a good rest of your night, day, or wherever you are. And of course, drink water.